Deep in a dense forest, where light fades and shadows grow thicker, lies a village called Land of Oblivion. This village, with roots reaching back to ancient times, is renowned for its terrifying legends and mysterious secrets. At the heart of this village stands an old mansion known as the Eternity Mansion, which is said to be a place for trapped souls and a threat to anyone daring enough to enter. Sara, an adventurous 20-year-old, was known for her curiosity and love of exploring abandoned places and hidden secrets. After reading about haunted places and ancient legends, she was particularly intrigued by the Eternity Mansion. When she learned that her grandmother, who lived in the Land of Oblivion, was gravely ill, she saw it as an opportunity to face her greatest adventure. Despite everyone's warnings, Sara was determined to explore the mansion and uncover its mysteries. Sara arrived in the village on a cold morning, with the wind howling through the trees, making the atmosphere even more chilling. Her grandmother welcomed her warmly but appeared worried. "Don't go to the mansion, Sara. There's something dark and frightening there, and it's best to stay away." But Sara was resolute. After spending the day caring for her grandmother and ensuring she was stable, Sara decided to sneak out to the mansion in the evening. As night fell, she dressed warmly, took her flashlight and camera, and ventured through the forest toward the mansion. As she approached, the atmosphere grew more oppressive. The mansion stood ominously amid the trees, its appearance both majestic and terrifying. Its walls were covered in moss and climbing plants, with broken windows and shattered doors. Sara entered through a broken door that creaked as if it were crying out in pain. Inside, Sara was struck by a cold draft. The interior was dark and thick with dust. She used her flashlight to explore, moving from room to room. The deeper she went, the more convinced she became that the mansion was inhabited by something otherworldly. The rooms were filled with old, decaying furniture and paintings depicting sad, hollow-eyed faces. In one room, Sara found a large, dusty library. She opened one of the books to find pages filled with ancient drawings and strange texts. The book detailed the families who had lived in the mansion and some stories about trapped spirits. It mentioned that the mansion had been used to imprison souls unable to move on. As Sara read, whispers began to rise from the corners of the room. The whispers soon turned into loud, distorted screams that seemed to come from every direction. Sara felt a growing sense of dread, but tried to stay calm as she continued to explore. When she moved to a narrow hallway, she discovered that the screams were coming from below. She followed the sound to a staircase leading down to the basement. The deeper she went, the louder the sound became, and the air grew colder. Upon opening a door to a room in the basement, she found herself in a massive, dark hall. In the center of the hall stood an old statue of knights in armor. The statue's vacant eyes seemed to follow her, and there were footprints on the floor leading to a locked door. Sara tried to open the door, but it was firmly shut. As she examined the room, she felt a light touch on her shoulder. She turned quickly to see a ghostly woman in a tattered, dirty white dress. The ghost's face was empty and sorrowful. Sara attempted to flee, but found that all the routes she tried were closing behind her. The sounds grew louder, and as she looked around, she saw that doors and windows were closing tightly.